Hello again, YouTube. This is Axis 0096 doing a review on the 2009 2.0 Gundam model kit of RX-78-3 Gundam G3. So, let's get down to it. Overall, this Gundam is just a recolor and rehash of the 2.0 RX-78. As you can see, very hosable, very flexible, has the wonderful 2.0 hands, smooth white and purple and black colors. It's a rather simplistic looking kit. Oops, took that the wrong way. Anyways, his head unit is a really interesting recolor of the original Gundam's head. As you can see, it's kind of a purple and a purple, blue, white, and gray. Those are pretty much his rehash colors. If you can see, it's basically the same as RX-78 typical. The reason I like it is because it's such a simple test color design. It almost gives it like a higher fighting look than many of the other versions of this Gundam. It's also a very flexible frame. Anyways, moving on. In terms of weapons, most of his parts are also recolors of different versions of the 2.0 for the RX-78-2. This is the shield. Instead of red, white, and yellow, it's white, blue, and yellow. A blue shield cover, a yellow star for the EFFS, and a white interior. Very simple design, but a very clean, crisp looking alternative shield color. Moving on. This is, of course, the Gundam Originals beam gun, his beam rifle. Also note the attachment for the Super Napalm underneath. A very rare weapon only seen in Episode 2 of Gundam 0079. Gun has quite a bit of heft to it, and this tilts a little bit, but not by much. Anyways, moving on. This guy also has the Hyper Bazooka. It almost reminds me aesthetically to the RX-178-2 Gundam Mark II's Hyper Bazooka. In fact, this guy was probably turned into the prototype for use for RX-178-2. It's a single heavy use anti-mobile suit gun. Anyways, moving on again. This, of course, is everybody's more interesting weapons, the beam Javelin. In this one, though, the head is strangely a clear color. I have no idea why it is clear. It could be a misprint, because in the box art, this head up here is supposed to be pink. Or maybe I'm supposed to paint it. Either way, this is the Javelin for RX-78-3, Gundam G3. It's a long reach, almost javelin-like weapon. Anyways, moving on from this. This, of course, is the eponymous Gundam Hammer. As you can see, it has a very flexible chain, a spiked head, and an anchor holder to grab onto to fling. This guy is rare, even within the greater Gundam universe. The only other series I've really seen a hammering weapon of sorts is in G Gundam, used by Argo Golski for his Bolt Gundam. But that was just a simple ball and chain. This is more of a flail ball attached to a long chain and anchor to fling and grab at. Anyways, it's rather cool, and I'm thinking about repainting it a very different color. Anyways, moving on. The kit has two beam sabers with white handles and bright pink blades. They're very different from the RX-78, which has almost, they're the same color as RX-78. However, they stand out very well. Beam length is about 5 to 6 inches, because this is a master grade kit as well. Anyways, moving on. This part is for displaying the inner core fighter of RX-78-G3. The only reason I'm not showing the core fighter is it's a notorious part within Gundams. I've heard some people say that it's pretty fragile, and indeed mine is fragile. I could have done a little better putting it together. So unfortunately this is going to stay in place until I figure out a way to keep my core fighter all together. In terms of maneuverability, these guys can bend a lot better than the 1.0 Gundams. In fact, you see the beam saber, high range of motion, legs bend at pretty odd angles and are pretty stiff and tight. So yeah, I mean, this kit I actually recommend on at least getting once you get skilled enough to keep it together. Anyways, final thoughts are, I'm sorry for the simplicity of the review, but let's face it, this guy is a rehash of the original Gundam. But still, looks very good. However, it will do from a stand, which I now have, and I'm going to add. Anyways, this Gunpla review was by, totally recommend this for anyone, really, to get started with the Master Grade line. It's simple, yet it's a very awesome kit. Doesn't matter. Anyways, this is Axis 0096. Highly recommend this highly recommending this kit for any Master Grade builder or starter. Anyways, I will see you soon.